Test 5 is going to cover chapters 14, 15, and 16. This is going to be your last section for the semester. And what we're going to be looking at here is basically life cycle nutrition. We're going to be looking at nutrition as it goes through different stages of life. And so in each of these chapters, we're going to be addressing different life stages and requirements for nutrition, some hurdles that can occur with nutrition during each of these stages. So in chapter 14, we're going to start with pregnancy. And we're going to talk about some of the changes that happen with pregnancy, some of the nutrition related changes that happen, and some of the nutrient recommendations that change with pregnancy. And we're also going to look at breastfeeding, and so how the mother's nutrition plays a role in breastfeeding and those increased energy needs that go along with breastfeeding. And so we're going to look at those. And for chapter 14, you're going to have a quiz, and you're also going to have a discussion post that's going to be due. Now, chapter 15, what we're doing is we're getting that little baby, that was the part of the pregnancy in chapter 14, and we're going to get that baby to an infant. And we're going to look at the stages of infancy, preschool, and we're going to go up through adolescence. So we're going to look at those kind of those school age years. And so we're going to look at some of the transition from infants going into to solid foods, and we're going to look at some of those hurdles with preschoolers, with some of their some of the hurdles that can come with picky eating or some food aversions, some of the issues that can come if they just kind of want to graze and snack. And so just some ways that you can work to kind of to help make sure that they're meeting their nutrient needs. And we're also going to look at adolescents and how their nutrient recommendations change as they get a little bit older and as they start to go through puberty and their bodies change and their nutrient needs change, and so how those can be met. We're just going to look at food allergies in this chapter, and we're going to talk about the differences between allergies and intolerances and why those are important. There's going to be a set of essay questions that are going to be due for chapter 15 and also a discussion post. Chapter 16, the last chapter of the semester, you have made it to the very end. So for this one, we're going to look at adulthood, and we're going to take it all the way up through older adults. And so we're going to look, especially as a person ages, what kind of nutrient changes happen? What are they going to need in a little bit higher amounts, and for what reasons? And so we're going to examine that a little bit, and also we're going to look at, and this also ties along with it, we're going to look at the physiological changes that occur with aging. So what changes naturally occur in your body as you age, and how does that relate to nutrition? How does that relate to what needs might be increased or what needs might be decreased? And so how do we balance that out and combat it and ensure that a person is taking in a very healthy diet throughout those latter stages in life? And so that's what we're going to be looking at in chapter 16. You're going to have a set of essay questions that are going to be due for that chapter. And then you'll have test 5. And for test 5, again, that's going to cover chapters 14, 15, 16. It's going to start with pregnancy, breastfeeding, nutrition through infancy, all the way up through adolescence, and then up through older adulthood. You also have a unit discussion board post that's going to be due. And so that's going to be what you're going to have for test 5. And don't forget that there is also a cumulative final exam that's going to happen. And those dates are going to be in your syllabus. And that cumulative final exam is going to be set up just like your other test. It's going to be multiple choice. It's going to be time. But that's going to cover information throughout the entire semester. So at the very beginning, I suggested that you keep track of those outlines. You take notes on your chapters. And so that's when those are going to come in very handy, that you can just look back at those and kind of review and get yourself geared up for your cumulative final exam. And so that's how the course is going to end. That's how it's going to wrap up. I hope that this has been beneficial for you. I hope that you've learned some things that you're going to carry on. And this is the one great thing about a course like this is that the information about nutrition, you're going to use it throughout your entire life. So I hope that some interest has been sparked. And again, if you have any questions about chapters 14, 15, 16, test 5, the cumulative final exam, anything like that, please reach out. I am here to help. Thanks so much.